There was an unusual sight on Monday morning, the third day of Cows Week, when the race officers ordered a double AP postponement while a Force 3 northerly was blowing. The race team believed the northerly would die and be replaced by a sea breeze later, and decided to postpone and wait for the southwesterly. There's an old adage in sailing which says you should sail in the wind you have, and that was proved valid again today as the sea breeze failed to materialise while the northerly weakened. Eventually the double AP was replaced by a single AP just before 1 o'clock, and at 1:25 it too was lowered and racing got underway in a light breeze from the north. At 1:30 the SB3s led the white group fleets off the line to the east, while simultaneously on the outer line the black group fleets went off to the west. On both lines starts were being run at 5-minute intervals, which meant black and white group classes were starting at the same time but heading in opposite directions. All very confusing for commentators and spectators alike, and no doubt a massive but self-inflicted headache for the race teams. By 2 o'clock the wind had died completely and another postponement was signalled. With the wind coming and going, the remaining black group classes on the squadron line were abandoned at 3 o'clock, and those white group classes yet to start were abandoned 10 minutes later. Not all the sailors were understanding of the race officers' decisions.
We're on a Victory, Z67, and we've just been postponed and then finally cancelled. As we cancelled, the wind filled in, of course. Really, I think it's a very poor show by the officer of the day. Lots of confusion about courses, lots of postponements that have been far better. Just send us off earlier, get it out of the way, and we'd have had a nice race. Because if you look out, fantastic breeze.
Looking forward to racing tomorrow?
Yes, very much, if they can actually pull their finger out and get us started.
We thought we might start racing, and we started and stopped, and we went up and down along the green and rode and rafted up and then came home. It's a pretty spectacular day one way and another.
Frustrating?
Yeah, very, yes. Within, I suppose, a minute of the cancellation, of course, we had the wind got up, and as you can see now, it's perfect. It's the way it is.
We come here to race, so it costs us money to come here and race, so we want to get out there and race, but there's no point in being stuck all the way over the other side and not being able to get back. So, just one of those things. Hopefully the wind will pick up tomorrow and we'll get a race in, but we'll see.
It was a day of promises. Clearly they thought the wind wasn't going to fill in, so held us on the mooring for an hour and a half, and then the wind did come in, so they started letting off the big boys, then the faster of the white fleet, and then they thought they could get us out there as well, so we all charged out there. And unfortunately, just before our start in the Mermaids, they abandoned, and 5 minutes later, beautiful breeze came in. So,
frustrating?
Well, we've done cows a few years before, so we know you have to take it as it comes.
Well, there wasn't very much wind, and it died, and we heard on the VHF. I thought the VHF commentary actually was very useful, good information, hearing about the tankers coming in and everything. So that was very helpful to have a picture of what was going on.
Out on the Black Group committee boat, they too had been hunting for wind on both the mainland and island shores. Eventually, at 3:10, they got a start away for the first 40.7s. Incognito is proving the boat to beat amongst the first 40.7s, having won the first 2 races so far this week. Tarka is also in the hunt, with a 2nd and 3rd under her belt. Today, when the wind finally arrived, the fleet enjoyed a good but short race over a 10-mile course, which ended on the squadron line. Incognito took 2nd, and Tarka was 4th, but honours went to drilling systems, with Little Emily 3rd. In Class 3, Fat Jacks and Zinska had the best results from the first 2 days, with Zinska scoring a 1st and 3rd, and Fat Jacks a 2nd and 1st. Today, Fat Jacks added another 2nd to her tally, behind a new winner, Barbara Harmer's Archambault A35 Archibow. Duncan McDonnell's J90 Joe 90 took 3rd, with the match 38 Steady Barker in 4th, ahead of Zinska in 5th. Jeroboam went into today's race in the J109s with the best score so far, with a 3rd and 1st. but today Jeroboam could do no better than 9th. At their second mark of Elephant, Velvet Elvis was leading from Zelda and Jambala. By the finish, though, the order had changed dramatically. Michael Hewitt-Smith's Zelda sailed into the lead, with Matthew Boyle's Shiva moving up from 12th into 2nd. Velvet Elvis dropped to 9th and Jambala slipped to 7th. David McLennan's Offbeat moved up from 10th to 3rd at the finish. The first 34.7s, Marine Diffusion Dunkirk and Mongoose, took 1st and 2nd in both the first 2 races for Class 4, but today both were off the podium. Like the J109s, the Class 4 fleet saw major place changes on the downwind legs to the finish. The race was won by the first 35 Ancaster boat sails, with the modified Prism 28 thrust in 2nd. 3rd was Colin Baldwin's J35 Outrageous. We were due to cover the Mermaids and Victory White Group classes today, but they were among the fleets frustrated by abandonments, so we'll try to catch up with them later in the week. In today's Extreme 40 racing, Loic Perron got back on winning form in the morning race when Oman Sail Masira won in a light breeze from Mitch Booth's Ocean Racing Club in 2nd and Red Bull Extreme Sailing in 3rd. In the afternoon's racing off the green, the Wave Muscat consolidated their lead in the series, with the other Oman sailboat, Masira, moving up to 2nd. Echoba had a string of disappointing results and dropped to 4th, but is still tied on points with Group Edmond de Rothschild in 3rd. Today's choice for our Carphone Warehouse Pick of the Day award goes to Robert Blackwell's 40.7 Rococo for the best spinnaker kerfuffle of the day. They clearly need the prize so they can phone a friend when they get into trouble. Yesterday's winner, Wet Feet, picked up their prize today, and it was awarded by Carphone Warehouse's Rob Havens to Wet Feet's tactician who called their winning move. Tomorrow it could be you winning a classic phone or a smartphone from Carphone Warehouse, so keep your eyes open for our cameras. That's it for Day 3 of Casweek 2010. Join us tomorrow for more action from the world's oldest regatta, with the first races between Britain's Team Origin and current America's Cup holders BMW Oracle. You can watch the action live on Cows Online's Sail TV player, and we'll have a full report tomorrow evening. Join us then.